What's going on, YouTube family? Today we're going to be talking about why it's so hard to find a good deal at auction. Now, every single day I wake up and I check auctions. I check Mannheim, Odessa, Copart, IAA, ACV, Dealers Club. There's about 30 other auctions. And looking at these deals all the time. And I always tell people it's not what it's cracked up to be. So a lot of people have this idea in their head that if they buy a car from auction, somehow they're getting it for way cheaper than what you can get it on Facebook Marketplace or buying off the street, that buying cars at auction is the way to go. Well, I'm here to tell you that it's nothing like that. I'm going to explain a lot of the pitfalls that comes with buying from the auction and why it's not always cracked up what it seems to be. So let's say you're in the market for a nice economy car and your budget is $14,000 and you find this beautiful smart car right here that's $14,000. It's very clean, it's got low miles, it's the options that you want. So you figure, okay, this is a great car. But you're thinking, well, wow, I can get this so much cheaper at a dealer auction. So you contact somebody like me and I can tell you, yes, I can buy that $14,000 car for, let's say, $11,000 at auction. Now, usually people get excited and they think, wow, I'm going to save $3,000 if I buy it at a dealer auction. Well, once we add up all the things, I think you're going to be shocked. Now, remember, when you buy off of Facebook, Craigslist, and from regular people, you're paying what's called low-end retail. Now, high-end retail on this car could say be up to $18,000. So keep that in mind. $14,000 is the low, $18,000 is the high. But if we're going to buy this car at an auction, a dealer auction, you're going to pay somewhere around $11,000. So let's say we buy the car at auction for $11,000. Well, now we got to pay auction fees and transport it to my dealership. So right off the get-go, let's just add another $1,000 to the actual bill. So now you're at $12,000. Now remember, anytime somebody trades in a car, or if this is a repo, it's never in good condition. This is why I tell a lot of people you want to buy cars on the street because you have the time to actually talk to the owner, drive it around, test it, maybe even take it to a mechanic. When you buy at an auction, it is where is, how is, as is. It doesn't matter. It could be running great, but then when you get it off the lot, it only goes over 25 miles an hour because the training's bad. It is your car. So every time you get a car, remember, no one ever trades in a perfect car. So you're going to have to put at least $1,500 into it. So now we're at $13,500 for this $11,000 car. Thinking, okay, well, that's fine. We're going to be able to make our money up, but it's the car I want. Well, as a dealer, I'm going to charge you at least $1,000 for my time to go to the auction, bid on this car, service it, do all the things I need to do, and then sell it to you. Now, not only that, now we're at $14,500, so we're already a little bit over what originally you're going to buy that car for. Now, depending on what state you're in, if you buy a car from a private party, you don't have to pay sales tax. But in the state of Nevada, if you buy from a dealer, you have to pay sales tax on a car you buy from a dealer. So let's just add, let's say, another $800 on top of that. So now we're well over close to $15,000 or over $15,000 for the same car you could have bought for $14,000. So this is why I tell people buying cars at auction is not always what it's cracked up to be. I can't tell you how many times in my messages I get people, Lucky, take me to the auction. Why don't you film more vehicles at the auction? You should go there. All the other YouTubers go to the auction and show stuff. The reason why I don't take you guys there and I don't buy a lot of cars from there is because there's not a lot of good deals. Majority of the deals that I get are off of Facebook Marketplace and also from my network. I buy from pawn shops, I buy from bank repos, I buy from people that do hard money. I just buy from everywhere but the auction. Another reason why I don't like to film at auction is because I don't want to paint the picture of buying at dealer auctions such a great thing, because it really isn't. You're always overpaying for cars. The cars are usually trash. If you see these other YouTubers filming there, the cars may look cheap when they see they go through, but I guarantee you they're paying massive amounts of fees and recon, which basically is repairs, into that vehicle. So at the end of the day, they're not making as much money as what you think. On top of that, most dealers now are not trained the same way I was back in the day. When you use your own money, you are very conservative when it comes to bidding on cars. If a car is worth $10,000, best believe I'm not going to pay a dollar over 10. But in today's world, most dealers don't have any money. They have these big lines of credit and they will finance 100% of whatever you buy it for at auction. So this gives dealers this false sense of security that I can overbid and buy this car and somehow take it home with me and make some money. Now, back in the day, I had a flooring line, but if I bid on a car that was more than what it was worth, the flooring line or my line of credit would only give me the amount of money of what the car was worth, and I had to pay out of pocket for the difference. I did this on some specialty vehicles, a few like exotic cars, a Prowler, which is kind of funny. They didn't have a book for it, so I had to pay the difference in that. But that was kind of the normal thing. But in today's world, like I said, none of these dealers have money and they're so used to overpaying. Now, I'm going to take you outside and show you a few of the cars that I'm working with. One of the cars that I actually bought is a good deal, but also I'm going to show you the dark side of the auction of some of the cars that I wound up selling at auction and the people flaked on me. So dealer auctions, like I said, are not what they're all cracked up to be. So I want to show you guys how hard it is to actually find a good deal at auction. Now this is a 2021 Infiniti, I believe QX50, and it's 2-wheel drive, leather interior, everything else. I'll kind of walk around, but I'll show you what's wrong with the vehicle. So I got this car for a really good deal. I paid $14,000 for it at auction. Now MMR or wholesale is somewhere around $18,000. So we got this $4,000 back of actual book. On top of that, the retail on this car is anywhere from 22 to 24. So we can make anywhere from $6,000 all the way up to $8,000 if we find the right buyer. Now, the reason why I got a good deal on this car is because one, the headlight was broken. This bumper was actually falling off. I just got it zip tied on here because I was moving it around, but the bumper was hanging off and it was underneath the tire and it was considered an in-op or non-runner. So because of this, it ran in the no running lane, which was at 6 a.m. at the auction. Now, I physically go to the auctions and check out these cars every single week, and I just happened to find this deal. Now, all it needs is some trim, a little bit of body work, and the headlight, which I already purchased, but less than $1,000, I should have this fixed and ready for recon. It's only got about 56,000 miles. If you guys can see, the car is super clean. I'll go show you the other side. But this is why, like I said, I don't go to the auction and bring you guys with me, because I want to show you real deals that I physically bought. Not some BS deals like, look at this car, it's going for so cheap at auction, or like my favorite, what all the YouTubers do, look at this car, it's at auction, but they don't show you what it actually goes for. So like I said, these deals are getting much, much harder to find, and they're very, very rare, where back in the day, it was much easier. Now, when I first started buying and selling cars, like I said, I found cars like this every single week. It was very easy because the lines of credit weren't crazy. The dealers were extremely educated and they knew how to buy cars. But over the last 2 years, a lot of the dealers have learned very, very bad habits. They would buy these cars and not sell them when they hit 60 or 90 days on their inventory block. They would hold on to them because they didn't think they could replace them. And when they did this, they spent more money basically holding the car and more money fixing it. And then you have all these fees and interest that these lines of credit or these flooring plans charge, and the prices keep going up. So instead of them lowering the price to sell it to the customer to get a good deal, they hold on to it, and it basically just gets out of control and just costs way too much money. Well, now that flow is totally changed the other way around because people are not buying cars. Now, my last video, I talked about how I took 30 cheap cars to the auction and they didn't move. I was shocked. Usually with cheap, affordable cars, like this Volkswagen CC back there, I usually take them to the auction. If they sell for 3,000 bucks, they blow out because it's tax season. But right now, all the other cars I'm bringing back, and I'm just going to post them on my website. Now, I talked about bringing back my dealership here in Las Vegas to start selling cars. I'm not going to have like a real physical location. Well, I'm going to have a physical location because you got it because of the license, but I'm not going to be open to the public 24/7. I'm going to try to sell a majority of my cars online and through videos. So if I have a car for sale, like my beautiful 2JZ swapped Tesla Coupe, I would say, hey, this car's for sale, go to my website, blah, blah, blah. So I'm working on the website now. It's going to be Panda Auto Sales. You guys are going to see it here in a little bit. But my goal is to start buying and selling cars and probably do it directly to you guys, because I get about 50 to 100 messages every single week of people asking me, Lucky, can you go to the auction? Can you buy a car? Now, I will not go to the auction for you because it's a waste of time. It's a headache, and it's not worth my time. But the cars that I do buy, like this one, I can give somebody a good deal on it. They could save a few $1,000 and get a great car with low miles. So I'm going to be posting these cars on my website up for sale. Now I'm going to take you to the front of my house where I have some other cars I want to show you and some of the nightmare stories behind them. But first, a word from our sponsor. Now, I'm buying so many cars at auction, I want to use all my capital for that. But I also need money to buy parts, and that's where I use my Revenue card. Revenue can help you get a flexible line of credit to up to $1 million with no credit check. They only go off of your business bank statement statements and your income. I know there are a lot of businesses out there struggling to get some sort of lines of credit or capital, and I think Revenue can help you. With no origination fees, maintenance fees, or withdrawal fees, you only pay for the capital your business uses. And as your business grows, so does your flexible line of credit with Revenue. Make sure you check the description down below and click on the link. You can apply and get approved in as little as an hour. Big banks may not understand your business needs, but Revenue does. Make sure to check them out. Once again, link down in the description below. And thank you, Revenue, for sponsoring this video. So here's one of the most beautiful cars I've ever seen. This is a 2022 F8 Spider. Now this car's only got 8,000 miles and it's absolutely immaculate inside and out. I'll give you a tour of it and I'll tell you the problems that I'm having selling it at auction. Now this car is absolutely gorgeous. I love the interior, the exterior color. Let me go ahead and pop in the inside so you guys can see the inside here. But look at that. That thing is clean. Only 8,000 miles. Now, the problem that I'm having is these cars retail for over $400,000. I got this one priced at $365,000. Now this sold at auction 2 times, and both times the seller flaked on me. They didn't pick up the car, they didn't show up to the auction, and these are some of the problems. People are bidding on this stuff trying to buy it, but then when they get to their flooring lines, they don't have the credit to buy these things, and so they wind up walking away. So I waste 2 to 3 weeks of having this car on the market. Now I usually sell these cars within a month, especially when they're the lowest price. This is also the lowest price, and the actual Lamborghini as well. This one is a 2019 Huracan Spider. It's got about 40,000 miles on it, but it is clean inside and out. It's a little dirty because we had rain here in Vegas. Beautiful red interior, but this car is absolutely nuts. And this car right now you can purchase for $175,000. This is the same price of what you're gonna get an Audi R8 for, but now you're getting the Huracan and the Spider Edition all in one. Once again, I sold this one twice at auction. First time for $185,000, second time for $180,000, and both buyers flaked. I don't know what happened to them. We made the deal and they just didn't want to pay for the cars. And these are some of the issues that you have as a dealer. Now I have one other car that I got for a really good deal. I'm going to show you over here is an Audi R8. Now this is a 2017 Audi R8 all-wheel drive. Beautiful black leather interior. It's only got 19,000 original miles. Super clean inside and out. Let me go ahead and show you the front here. Love this. This is actually my favorite daily driver exotic. I had my 2022. I drove the hell out of it, put almost 60,000 miles on it. I think is the best bang for any type of exotic. If you want to buy this one, we got it up for $118,000. This is the cheapest low mile R8 on the market as well. So if you're interested in this one, definitely reach out to me. So I wanted to make sure I gave you guys a glimpse into what it's like actually buying and selling cars and dealing with the auctions. Like I said, it is not that great of a deal. A lot of people think I'm going to get my dealer's license, I got to make a bunch of money, or I'm going to save a bunch of money on cars. But in reality, as you can see, it's really not that great. And I know some of the other YouTubers hype it up and make it sound like it's amazing, but at the end of the day, if you don't see cars like this on their lot and they're not going out buying stuff, then what's the point of me walking around a lot saying, wow, look at this Lambo, wow, look at this R8, but there's nothing going on. They're not buying it, they're not fixing it, they're not selling it, they're not talking about how banks won't lend on it. If you're trying to buy exotic cars like this, you got to have at least 2 or 3 loans over $100,000 for somebody to finance you something like this. There's leasing options, you know, all this crazy stuff. So I try to give you guys a deeper dive into the car biz, and that's what I love. I love doing stuff like this. You know, sometimes it makes me money, sometimes it don't, because everyone laughs. They think I do YouTube for the money. YouTube does not pay shit. I make maybe 2 to 3 grand a month off of YouTube. So it's really not that amazing. At the end of the day, I make most of my money from cars like this, buying, fixing, selling, doing these crazy builds. And that's my goal with the channel for 2025, is to show you guys more behind the scenes stuff like this. This is why I want to get my actual dealership here. So this way we can have classes. You guys can fly in here if you want to learn how to buy and sell cars. We're going to be doing that as well. Also, we're going to be taking some investors. If you guys got a couple $100 grand and you want to start buying cars and stuff like this, this is what I'm looking forward to, because I don't want to get a flooring line because the interest is absolutely insane. But if we can get a few investors to buy some like decent cars, and I won't be buying exotics. This is just something simply that I do with my money, or I have friends that I sell their cars for them. I'm going to be buying regular cars like the Infiniti I showed you, the Audi like this, you know, just regular basic cars, because at the end of the day, I love these cars. These will make you money, but they have to sit for a long time because you got to get a well-qualified buyer. Where like the Infiniti stuff like that, I can sell to regular people.
much faster. And right now, like I said, a majority of my cars are under $10,000, and those are the ones that are really struggling at auctions because people don't have the money. Now, I know once tax season hits, all those cars are gonna fly out of here. But in the meantime, we wanna stockpile for the next month and a half. So if you're thinking about getting in the car biz, or if you got a few $100 grand and you wanna go out and buy some cars with me, reach out to me on Instagram at Lucky Lopez, or you can do my email, lucky@automotivelife.com. And hopefully soon, once we get our dealership open and running, you guys can come by, take a look at it. You can take some classes or just buy some cars off of our site. Hopefully Panda Auto Sales will be up next week by the time this video drops or whatever else. But also check out our free school. You can go check out the link down below and you can sign up, and we're gonna be talking all about the car business. If you're a dealer, car flipper, auto repair shop, whatever it is, you have any type of questions on businesses you wanna get started, join the classes there. We're just gonna sit here, laugh, talk. It's all for free. It's really just to build a community of people, because as you guys see, I chime in the comment section all the time, but I figured it a little bit easier to grow and answer more questions through school. And I've had a lot of friends had really great experiences with their school and all the other stuff, so I figured I'd give it a shot. But anyways, I wanna thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, shout out to Revenue for sponsoring the video to help me make me pay some bills so I can afford to buy cars that, you know, basically sit here for a while. But if you're interested in any of these cars, message me. If you're interested in investing, hit me up and definitely join the school, and we'll see you next time.